Oh, good morning. People are already coming in. It's that time, so we're getting ready. Glad to see everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I see a lot of new names and faces in this class and just a few that I recognize. Some of my regulars have also found this 9:15 edition.
Good morning, everybody. Cassandra.
Good morning, Cassandra.
How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. So glad to see you.
Morning.
Good.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
Morning.
Hi, Stacy. I just want to comment that I stumbled across your previous class while I was checking out classes on Get Smart, Get Set Up. So it was the way the website is now. You can just click the camera. So I just joined in the last 30 minutes of it, and I went, oh, okay. So I thought I'd sign up for this one. So looking forward.
That's great. So the advantage if you sign up is that you'll get an email afterwards with some key takeaways. You'll have the opportunity to provide feedback. You can ask for a session recording. So there's some advantages to actually signing up, and I'm glad that you did.
Well, I've used it before and always signed up. This was the first time where it's kind of nice where you can just class is in session and you can hit the camera and just see it and go, oh, okay, that's
I'm so glad.
Get out of bed, quit reading your email and
good.
So anyway, okay, I look terrible, so I'm gonna take the video off, but I am gonna watch it.
All right, that sounds great. And just so everybody knows, we have Max with us from Get Set Up, and Max is here to provide technical support. So if you're struggling with any aspect of connecting to Get Set Up, if you have trouble with the sound or the video, audio, anything like that, reach out to Max in the chat and he will help you. Also, please know that while class is in session, I can't see the chat. So feel free to send me messages in chat, which I will read later because I get a full transcript of the chat. But just know that any questions, I'll have to respond. Typically, I address questions by responding to them in a following class. But if you wanted me to respond in another way, I'm not sure how we could necessarily do that, but do include your questions and comments in the chat and I will read them. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can get started. I have my Get Set Up slides to share with you. And this has been running a little bit slow to load. Much better today. There it is. Good. And I'm going to move that up out of the way. So welcome. This is Morning Fitness Core Training for Strength and Balance. And my name is Stacy and I'm your guide here on Get Set Up. I come from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. And along with my fitness training, I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I worked in the school systems in Maryland for over 20 years. I am certified as a group fitness instructor and personal trainer. I've been in the fitness business since the mid-1980s. And I really love fitness. I like talking about it and sharing my experiences with fitness. And I love connecting with other adults who are also interested in fitness, who want to improve their health, their strength, their balance, coordination, and overall wellness. Get Set Up is a training and educational platform that helps you learn useful things from people just like yourselves, so that we can all do wonderful things as we age. We can keep up with our grandkids. We can enjoy participating in sports, going to a dance class, all sorts of things. And we're not going to lose any amount of fully participating in life just because we're getting older. You can request a recording of the exercise class by emailing help@getsetup.io. And if you're joining by the live stream on our website, welcome. We're so glad you're here. I hope you enjoy the class. But remember, the best way to fully participate is to join us and to register for a class. And that way you have the opportunity to provide feedback. You can request the session recording, and you'll receive an email that will give you some highlights from the class. And Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services that I might talk about or demonstrate during class. Be sure to check with your doctor prior to starting any new exercise program, especially if you have health conditions or take any medications. And if your doctor has given you any recommendations or restrictions regarding exercise intensity, range of motion, please follow your doctor's recommendations, not anything that I demonstrate or talk about during my class. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and share. I'm going to spotlight my video here so that you can all see me. And I might have to adjust my chair or my camera just a little bit. Make sure that you're able to see. I think that will work. So today's class is a seated class, and I recommend that we use a sturdy chair like this one, with or without arms. I prefer a chair without arms because we're going to be doing a lot of upper body movement, and knowing me, I would bang my elbow onto the arm of a chair. But there are exercises that we do where the arms of the chair might give you a little bit of extra support. But what's important is that you use what you have, and we will work around it. You don't need shoes for this class, and I'm on carpet, so I don't use shoes anyway. You don't need weights for this class, but I am going to demonstrate the use of a fitness ball, which I like because it provides us something to hold on to with our hands, gives us a certain spacing for the use of our hands, and allows for some additional fun exercises. If you don't have a fitness ball, no problem. You don't need to use one. If you have a small stuffed animal like this one that I took from my dog under protest, this little teddy bear, something like this would work just as well. Or you can make your own ball by taking a scarf or a bandana, putting a bunch of socks in it, and tying it together. So if you want to follow along with the ball exercises and have something in your hands, try any of those things. We're going to begin with a little bit of a warm-up, some stretching, and then we're going to really work our core. I consider this the most important exercise that I teach because everything comes from our core. And as just a little reminder, what is the core? When you think about the core, many people mistakenly think that it's just abdominal muscles, but actually your core is all the muscles attached to the spine. So from the head to your hips, it's your shoulders, your upper back, mid back, low back, the muscles of your glutes or your hips, and around to the front, your abdominal muscles, the chest wall, and the muscles along the side right here, which are called your obliques. So all of those muscles make up the core. It does kind of start from the abdominals. Those are big muscles. And we're going to access them by lifting our rib cage and our diaphragm. and feeling a space right here between your lower rib bones and your top of your hips. If you can lift your diaphragm and your chest and feel that space, you are already bracing your abdominals and accessing those muscles. Sitting up nice and tall in the chair helps to activate the muscles of the spine. Now, I like to sit about midpoint between the back of the chair and the front edge. That gives me a good range of motion with my arms and my legs to do the exercises that we're going to do. So beginning with a nice inhale, lifting the rib cage and reaching toward the ceiling, and exhale, blowing out. One more time, and this time we're going to hold our lift right here and hinge forward from the hips right here, keeping the flat back, reaching the head forward and the tailbone toward the back. I want you to fold over top of your thighs. Now, people have different abilities in their hips, different range of motion and flexibility. So wherever you are able, keeping a flat back, if you are able to rest your arms right here above your knees, do that. If you're able to fold over further and reach down toward the floor, do that. And finally, release your head and neck, allowing a full stretch from the tailbone to the base of the head. Release, taking your arms and placing them back on the thighs and using your arms to press yourselves back up into a seated position. We're going to do this one more time, and at the end of the stretch, we're going to round our back. So going forward with a hinged flat back, hinging from the hips, going forward to where you are comfortable, reaching down along the side of the legs if you're able to do that, and now release your back so that it is fully rounded and you're laying over top of your thighs, reaching down along the legs, and finally drop your head, relaxing your neck and shoulders. Bringing your hands back up just above the knees, accessing that flat back position again by lengthening the spine and stretching your head forward and your tailbone to the back of the chair. Press back up into the seated position. And in this position, with the hands right here out toward your knee bones, like if you can reach your kneecaps right here, I'm going to have you round your spine, forming the letter C as you reach your spine toward the back of the chair, pressing in with your belly button toward the spine and making a nice big C from the tailbone to the base of the skull. You have a rounded back. And this is a cat stretch. In yoga, we do this on our hands and our knees, but you can do it seated with a nice rounded spine, pressing that belly button in toward your backbone. And to reverse it, imagine that you have a string goes through your belly button and lassos around your spine, and you just pull it forward, straightening from that mid back as you bring yourself back up into a lengthened position, reaching up with your head and back with your spine. And this is the cow stretch, not arched, not sagging, not the broken donkey, just the cow stretch with a long, lengthened spine. One more time, I want you to start from the belly button, press back against the spine, bringing your back into the C, rounded, curved position, allowing your hands forward across your knees, over top of your knees for this stretch. And finally, relaxing your head and shoulders, not with a chin tuck, but just a relaxed position. Feel that C, feel that curve, every bit of a roundedness from your tailbone to your shoulders. And now reverse it by pulling through the belly button, imagining that string lassoed around your spine and pulling it forward, lengthening your spine, sitting back up into that upright position. Head is nice and tall. Tailbone reaching toward the back of the chair. Sitting tall. And now I want you to think about space between your ears and your shoulders. So you're lengthening your neck, not lifting the chin, just feel that lengthening right here. And let's take a look over to your right shoulder, chin over the right shoulder, and feel that stretch along the opposite side of your neck. Other side, through the center, looking forward, and then over to your left. Back to the center position. Let's do a head tilt, ear toward the shoulder. You're looking forward, and the top of the head is angled toward the side. And release. Let's go to the other side, ear toward the shoulder. Feel that stretch. And release. Let's reach nice and tall up overhead, and I'm going to have you stretch with the right arm and the left and the right and the left, reaching one at a time. Make sure your chest is lifted, and even though you're reaching with your arms, your shoulders are relaxed. They're not hunched up around your ears. Right and left. And here's the last one, right and left. Right here, and down. Let's take a little bit of a lean to the right and the left. And before we do so, make sure your hips are firmly planted in the chair. And if I didn't remind you before, your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Your hips come directly forward from your hip sockets, knees face forward, toes face forward. Your knees literally are facing over top of your toes. So that's our firmly planted foundation. With your hands on your hips, I want you to just take a lean to one side and back up to center. Now, if you are not comfortable with this lean, here we have the chair, and you can hold on to the seat of the chair and help bring yourself back up into the seat, into the upright vertical position. But we're leaning off balance and bringing ourselves back. This is how we strengthen our core. We want to make sure that we are not going to fall if we get accidentally knocked off balance, which sometimes happen. You can trip while you're walking. If you have a dog, it might pull on the leash, catch you unaware. And by strengthening your core, hopefully you'll be able to right yourself without taking a spill. Nice and tall, leaning to the other side. Let's do one more to the right and left. Remember that if you don't need to hold on, you can put your hands right here on your hips and lean to the right and the left. And relax. Nice job. We will revisit that, but let's take some other additional exercises first. So we're going to do seated deadlifts, and we start our deadlifts in the low position. We are hinged forward from the hips with a flat back, and we start right here, and all we're going to do is sit upright and return. As you do this exercise, notice and feel tightening through your hips, keeping your hips firmly planted in that chair, and the muscles of the low back and mid back are being activated as you come up into the seated position from this lower starting position. and lift and return. In my Wednesday weight training class, we do this exercise with light hand weights. But here in the core class, we are simply activating and becoming aware of our core muscles. You may find that even the exercises in this class might cause you some very minimal muscle soreness in the following day or two. And lift and return. Let's do 2 more. Lift and return. Lift and return. Now I want you to use your arms right here, propping your torso. And we're going to work with just one arm at a time. So keep the other arm with the forearm bent across just above the knees. And with the other arm, with your free arm, let's take it down along the side of your leg. And I want you to just lift it straight up with the back of the hand facing upward. You can keep your elbows slightly bent, and we're just lifting. Now, as you do this exercise, I want you to focus on your shoulder blades and notice how the shoulder blade is sliding in toward your spine as you do this lift. It slides in toward the spine. I hope you feel that. And if this is a little bit too much energy for you today, you can modify this exercise by using a bent arm. It does the same thing with not quite as much pressure. So lifting, and feel that slide. Feel that shoulder blade slides in toward the spine. We're going to just do 2 more right here. And now we're going to lift it forward right here, like Superman. This is a Superman lift. Lifting the arm forward. Back of the hand is up. Lift forward. We're still using that shoulder blade, using the muscles that surround it, but you're also going to feel the activation of the muscles on the top of your shoulder, your deltoids. So feel that as you lift. You're also using some of the muscles in the neck. A lot of exercise is using your brain to focus on the muscles. So if you haven't done these types of exercises before, it may feel different for you. And I want you to think about what that feels like. You may notice certain muscle groups that are stronger or weaker than others. They would just be muscle groups that you haven't worked on very much before. Forward, back. Let's just do 1 more. 1 more and down. And now we're going to pull up with a nice high elbow, pulling up into the armpit with your hand. And I kind of automatically make a fist on this as if I had a weight in my hand, but I don't. I'm just pulling it up. And again, feeling those muscles in my shoulders as I'm activating them on this exercise. Pulling it up and down. Two more right here. And lift. That's the last one. And now for a nice big stretch and twist in the torso. Your hand is down here. Lift up to the side and keep going up toward the ceiling. Wiggle your fingers up here and make sure on this twist that your hips are firmly planted in the chair. You want to feel both sides. Don't let either side lift. Feel this little bit of a torso twist and return. Now we're going to use this arm for support and we're going to work the other arm. So the first exercise was reaching that arm down toward your ankle and just lift it shoulder height. Down toward the ankle and lift shoulder height. Make sure your back is lengthened. Flat back. Relaxed shoulders, or maybe I should say relaxed neck, because we're actually working our shoulders, but I don't want your shoulders to be hunched like this up to your ears. So think of a long lengthened neck as you do this exercise. And focus on how that feels to slide your shoulder blade in toward your spine. Just a couple more. And here's the last one. And then we'll do one arm Superman, reaching forward, right here. Reach forward. And again with a modification, just use a bent arm. Keep it a smaller movement. Don't have to use a full arm stretch, and you don't have to reach as high. Maybe you're comfortable reaching here just to 45 degrees instead of the full 90-degree arc that we are reaching from our ankle up to shoulder height. And we're going to just do 4 more. And 3. 2 more. And last one. Elbow up, pulling up into the armpit with your hand and down. Elbow up and pull down. Elbow up and release. Elbow up and release. 4 more right here. And 3. Just 2 more. You hang it in there. And here's the last one. Reach down and let's take that torso twist. Reaching all the way up, overhead. Wiggle your fingers. Allow your gaze to follow your hands so you're also looking up at the ceiling. And then remind yourself, are your hips planted in the chair? There you go. And release. Use your arms to press back up into the vertical position. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the ball for the next series of exercises, but you don't have to if you don't have one, or if you want to use a stuffed animal or sock balls or nothing. You don't need to use anything in your hands. And I need a little bit of water. I hope you have your water with you. Drink every 10 to 15 minutes while you're working out, or more often if your body prompts you that you're thirsty. All right, so we're going to do dead bug arms, but with the ball today. So dead bug arms start straight out in front, and then we're going to lift one arm up, back to center, and then open to the side and back to the center. Same arm, lift up, back, and open. While you're doing this, make sure that you keep your diaphragm lifted, sitting nice and tall. Allow just the arm that you're working on to move and open. Wow, I see somebody out there with a ball. That's so cool. I just think it's fun. The ball is fun. And open. Let's just do a couple more on this side, and then we will do the other side. And then we'll do some diagonal work. Up and down, open. One more. Up, in front, and open. Switching hands now with the ball. We're going to do the other side as we lift up, bring it forward, and open side, back to the front. Lift. And again, my ball, it does not have any weight to it. It's just something to hold on to. And if we all get one, we can do some finger squeezes too. You can exercise your hands by squeezing that ball, which is really a good thing because we don't want to be able to have, we don't want to have to always ask somebody to open a jar, right? So we want to keep our hands strong as well. Lifting, back to center. Chest is lifted, hips firmly planted, shoulders are relaxed, your head is nice and tall. Open. One more time. Lift, return, and open. All right. Now we're going to take that ball up to the side like goalpost arms. So your elbow is bent. And if you're holding a ball or not, you can have your hand right here next to you. But what we want to do is keeping the elbow bent. I want you to bring your hand or your ball across in front of you, tap your hip, and return to this bent arm to the side. So this is diagonal work, and you're going to feel this all around all the muscles of your shoulder. Tap the hip and return, tap the hip and return, tap the hip and return, tap and return. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Now, can we reach a little higher with the ball? And I'm sorry, I think the ball is going out of the camera on my screen, but I'm going to reach up here and then down alongside of the chair. And I have this hand on the chair for support. That's level 1. Reach and reach across and down. Reach up, reach across and down. Reach up to the side, across and down. Level 2, I'm going to place my hand on my hip, reach across and down, reach up, across and down, lift, across and down, reach, and 1 more, across and down. Now I want you to reach up here and throw the ball forward. Reach and press the ball forward. This is with 1 hand now. Reach, press the ball forward, reach, press the ball forward, reach, press the ball forward, reach, press the ball forward. 2 more, reach, press forward with or without a ball, reach, press forward. Let's switch now and do the other hand. Starting with goalpost hands, this arm can be resting on your thigh or down alongside of your chair. But the ball is up here, your elbow is lifted and bent, and keeping that bent elbow, rotate your arms so that you can tap your opposite hip and then return the ball to this upright position. Tap your hip and return, tap your hip. Feel that rotation in your upper arm. Using different muscles, we are accessing all the little tiny muscles in your arms and shoulders. Tap and return. Tap and return. 4 more. Right here, sitting nice and tall. Keep with all your reminders. Tap and return. Tap and return. Here's the last one. I hope I counted right. You all know sometimes I lose count. And return. Now reaching up high and across the body. Level 1 holds on to the seat of the chair. Level 2, you can place your hand on your hip. If you are able to maintain stability with your seat firmly planted in that chair. Feel this twist. Reach and twist. Reach and twist. Let's just do 2 more of these. Reach and twist. Here's the last one. Woo! Reach and twist. And now we're going to reach and throw forward, right? Reach up here and throw forward, or just reach forward if you don't have a ball with you today. Reach, press forward, reach, press forward, reach, press forward. 2 more, reach, forward, last one right here. Holding onto the ball with 2 hands, or remember, it's okay if you don't have a ball. But what we want to do is we want to reach to the side and circle around forward and bring that ball back into the waist. Then we're going to reach out on that side, circle around forward and bringing that ball back into the waist. We are activating all of the muscles in the mid back, low back, abdominals, obliques. This is an excellent balance exercise, strengthening those core muscles. So reach out to the side, all the way around in front, bring it in, reach out to the side, swing around to the front and bring that ball into the side. Now that was 2 sets. Reach out, bring it around and in, reach out, swing it around and in. I meant repetition. So that was 3 repetitions in this set. Reach side, swing around to the front and in, reach side, swing around and in. That was 4. Reach out to the side, swing it around and in, reach out, swing your arms around and in, out, around and in, out, around and in. We have 2 more to go. Out, reach around and in, out, reach around and in. Here's the last one. Reach side, swing around and in, out, swing around and in. Oh, I love it. Sit a little bit more forward on your chair so you have a bigger range of motion. And we are going to reach the ball or just our hands around like the face of a clock. So we start up here at 12. Bring your hands in to your chest and then go for 11, into your chest, 10, into your chest and 9. Into your chest, reach 8, into your chest and 7, into your chest down for 6, in for your chest, 5, and in, 4, and in, 3, and in, 2, and in, 1, and in, and back to 12. Let's reverse directions. In, take it to 1, and in, 2, and in, 3, and in, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and here's the last one, 12, nicest stretch. Bring that ball in or your hands down, and we're going to go ahead and let that go because we have some leg work to do now before we stretch and finish out. A little bit of water. I'm going to just push that aside. All right. First exercise for legs and hips, sitting up nice and tall. Level 1, hold on to the chair. Level 2, hands on hips. Level 3, hands on shoulders. I kind of like to take it right around the middle here. I'm going to have my hands on my hips and I'm just going to reach out with one foot and then alternate heel taps. So as I extend my leg, just tapping my heel on the floor, I'm activating my abdominal muscles. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm working through my hips, using a little bit of quadriceps as I do this extension, but also feeling that tightening through my hips as I make sure that I am stable and stationary in my chair. Heel digs forward. Let's just do 2 more, right and left. And now let's take your right leg and extend to that heel dig position and can you open the leg just slightly to the side and return to the front? So now your leg should just clear the floor so that you have that freedom of movement. And you don't have to open it very far. Aim to be just over the corner of your chair, that front edge of the chair. Open and return. Open and return. Side and return. Open and return. Hands on hips if you're comfortable with that. Hold on to the chair if you need a little bit more support. 2 more. And last one. And release. And let's do the other leg. So just reaching your leg out in front of you. Hold on to the chair or your waist and open and return to the front. Open side, return to the front. Toes are lifted. Heel just clears the floor. Open side and return. Open side and return. Open. Open. 2 more. Last one. And both feet are planted firmly on the floor. Let's do a leg extension, which is just unbending the knee, if you will. Toes face up, heels face down. Sitting nice and tall, extend and bend your lower leg. We're working our quadriceps here. You can feel those muscles tightening on the top of your thigh as you extend this leg and return. Hold on to the chair if you need that additional support. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Hands on hips if you want to take level 2. 4 more. 3. 2 more. Last one. Other leg for 8. Extend and bend. Out and in. Extend and bend. Out and in. Extend. Out and in. I lost count. 2 more. As soon as my mind wanders, I lose count. Out and in. And now we're going to do marching. Just like this. Just lifting your foot off the floor. Doesn't have to be very far. This isn't about a high knee lift. This is just about lifting your foot just a little bit to clear the floor if you're able to do that. And again, level 1, hold on to the chair. Gives you that extra support. Level 2, hands on hips. Right here. And if you're really looking for a challenge, put your hands on your shoulders. And you really have to activate your core to keep this and keep your body stable and stationary so that only your legs are moving. Right here. All right, now we're going to make a combination where we extend our leg, we do a knee lift, and then we cross over and return. And we alternate that. So leg extension, knee lift, crossover, and return. Or I can say it like kick, knee, crossover, and return. Kick, knee, crossover, and return. Now we've done 2 repetitions. Kick, knee, crossover, and return. And I'm holding on to the seat of my chair. It gives me a little bit more support. Kick, knee, crossover, and return. Level 2, hands on hips, kick, knee, crossover, and return. This is the 3rd repetition. Kick, knee, crossover, and return. We're going to do 4 more. Kick, knee, crossover, and return. Kick, knee, crossover, and return. 3 more. Sitting up nice and tall. 2 more. Kick, knee, crossover. Kick, knee, crossover. Here's the last one. Kick, knee, crossover. Excellent. Great job. Inhale up. And we're going to begin to take some of our stretching and our cool down exercises. One of the first ones that I want you to do is open your legs just slightly. If you can have your knees going over the corners of the chair and sit back just far enough that you can hold on here to the seat of the chair in front of you. And we're going to hinge forward, giving ourselves a bit of an inner thigh stretch. And as you go forward, if you can move your hands out and support your upper body with your hands on the top of your thighs, and feel that stretch on your inner thighs as you hinge forward, and just hold that stretch. Hold it right here. A good stretch we hold at our maximum muscle stretching point, right where you go and you feel like you can't stretch any further, and then just relax and breathe into the stretch. And you want to hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, not bouncing. Just hold it and breathe. Now I want you to use your hands on your thighs to press yourself back up into the upright position, bringing your legs back into where you normally have them for exercise, which is about a hip width apart, and a 90-degree angle at your knees. Give yourselves a big hug here, crossing one arm over top of the other and reaching around behind your arms and shoulders as far as you are able to reach, and just hold on to that stretch. And then release, and we're going to open the arms toward the back like you're going to spread your wings and fly away. Opening those arms, feel that stretch across the front of your chest, and then give yourselves that big hug, crossing the other arm over the top, and reach around. Hold on to your upper arms or your shoulders or wherever you are able to reach. Hold that stretch. And release. Open wide, let your arms go slightly back behind like you're going to take off, and then sit back up nice and tall. And we're going to next do our alphabet stretch, and that's using 4 letters. So we're going to do Y, W, T, and L. And the purpose of this stretch is to correct postural weaknesses that may have occurred over a lifetime of reading, typing, driving, holding a purse, all of those things that we do that involves forward leaning or curving the spine around toward the front, because that's where we operate. Even, when we're reading here a book in front, we may be hunched over. So that causes some deficiencies in muscle strength, and we want to counteract that so that as we age, our posture is nice and tall, and we're able to maintain our upright posture and feel strong. So the Y is with the arms up like this in a V. And then what I want you to do is press them back behind the midline of your body. So pressing your upper arms back behind your ears, push that Y to the back and feel your shoulders, your shoulder blades, feel those muscles pulling together toward your spine. And then bring your elbows down and back to form the letter W. Down and back. And again, with the arms back past the midpoint of the body, pressing back, and then opening arms out, stretch to the side for the letter T, and once again, press the arms back behind the midline of the body, feeling those shoulder blades sliding together toward the spine. And then bring the elbows into the waist, forearms, hands facing up, thumbs facing the back wall, and pressing those forearms back behind the midline of the body. And that's your alphabet stretch. We're stretching the muscles across the front of the body while we are strengthening and activating the muscles in the spine that correct our posture. I hope you enjoyed that one. You can do that one every day, and it's kind of easy to remember. And we're going to finish up with a little bit of a twisting stretch and strengthening. So the first one is to take your hands, place them on the outside of this thigh, press your hands in toward your thigh, like you're trying to move your leg in toward the center, but resist with your legs. So you're pressing and holding, and then twist your upper body toward that side wall, as if you're using your hands right here on your thigh to help you with that twist. You're pressing against that leg. We're just going to hold that twist. And then gently release and take those hands to the opposite side of the other leg, the outside. Press in toward the center and resist with your leg. And then take your torso and twist toward that side wall. Continue pressing against that outer thigh. And release, facing forward. Let's reach up nice and tall and hinge forward from the hips for one last full body, full spine stretch from the tailbone to the nape of the neck. And as you've reached the farthest point that you can hinge, allow your back to curve over your thighs, reaching your hands down along the side of your legs to the floor if you can. And finally, relax your head and neck, allowing your head to just hang forward and feel that stretch through the length of your spine. Use your hands just above your knees to press back up into the seated position, sitting nice and tall. And we're going to do some breathing, focus on our breathing for just a few minutes, and I'll give you some positive thoughts to take with you into your day. So we're seated on the chair. You can relax and sit comfortably in the chair. If you are able to close your eyes and you're comfortable with that, and you can just listen to the sound of my voice. If not, find a spot in front of you that you can focus on and allow your gaze to settle there. Maybe it's a spot on the wall, a clock, a picture, but something that you can just focus on. And begin to bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice that your breath has a normal, comfortable rate and rhythm. If your body prompts you to take a big breath and sigh, do so. But otherwise, just maintain a normal rate and rhythm to your breathing. Notice how your inhale fills up your lungs from the bottom to the top, and your exhale releases your breath from the top to the bottom. And think along with me today. I am developing a positive state of mind. Daily exercise improves my mood as it improves my body. I am patient and loving with my body as I learn about its strengths and its weaknesses. I appreciate all that I am, all of my body. I appreciate where my body is strong, flexible, and where it needs some work. I am a yes person. I am saying yes to morning fitness every day. And I'm so glad that you are. All the changes that I'm making in my body are easy to make. All I have to do is show up every morning, log in here to get set up and join Morning Fitness. Thank you today for joining me. Stay with me as I come toward the camera and share my ending slides with you. Thank you so much once again for joining Morning Fitness today. The best way that you can thank me and any of the guides here on Get Set Up is by sharing on social media, sharing with your friends, your community, your neighbors. And if you're active on social media, you can use the hashtag #GetSetUp, or you can use @GetSetUp. Or if you're not on social media, but you have things that you want to share, email Liz at getsetup.io. I would love to see your pictures of you working out with me in the morning. So if somebody can take pictures of you while you're doing morning fitness, please share them. I would love to see them and sort of make a collage of you guys working out with me. Look for some other related movement classes like Ageless Grace, exercises for the body and mind. Look for the line dancing classes that are available. And we now have yoga classes being taught by Christina. I think she teaches a yoga class every day, so you can look for those as well. My next class, I teach Let's Get Moving on Tuesday mornings, and that is a very gentle, easy cardio class. Again, I offer all kinds of modifications so that anybody at any fitness level can follow along. It is a standing class. And on Wednesdays, we do seated strength training, and that's done in a chair, just like the core class was done, but we use light weights with that class. Be on the lookout for the email that you will receive from Get Set Up, and it will give you some key takeaways from today's class. It will also highlight some other classes that may be of interest to you. And there will be a link where you can provide your feedback. And I read all the feedback. So please, please share. I love hearing your comments and suggestions. Do spread the word about learning with Get Set Up. We have a way now on Get Set Up where you can refer your friends, and I'll have a slide about that next week to share with you. I just haven't added it yet to my slide deck to share. You can also host a group of your own about something that maybe you're interested in or passionate about. If you just let us know, we can help you set that up. Suggest a different class that you would like to see on Get Set Up, and we'll do our best to find instructors and provide that for you. We do partner with assisted care, senior living centers, government, and other community organizations. And remember, you can always request a session recording and watch my class all day long if you want, and over the weekend when I'm not teaching. But you can request a session recording and share some ideas by emailing help@getsetup.io. And if you're looking for more information about the new website, look for Marb's class called Tips and Tricks to Navigating Get Set Up's New Look. Once again, I thank you for joining me today, and I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you loved the workout. I hope you feel it in the next couple of days and you become more aware of your core muscles and the ones that for you are strong and the ones that maybe need a little bit of extra work. Somebody has the cutest little dog or stuffed animal. Aw. All right, you guys, have a great weekend.
Good class.
See you next week.
Great class. Have a good week.